in the last episode.
Come on, baby. Let's do the twist.
Hello guys, my name is Eric Van Pelvic Thrusts, and welcome back to Shoujo Shojo. So I haven't made a video in a few days, I'm really sorry. I've been on my vacation, and I had a bunch of stuff planned with my girlfriend that I've been doing, so I'm terribly sorry about that. Anyways, so in the last episode, a bunch of stuff happened. There's a lot. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. There was a lot of stuff. So you're gonna have to watch it if you want to know what happened. But anyways, what we recently just did is we talked to Ayumu, who was friends with the two girls that are missing. And she said something was amiss with them, before they disappeared. And my guess was that it was a prostitution ring or something was going on. And maybe, this killer's, stuffing, the eggs in their womb because they're unclean. Or maybe they got pregnant because it was, a prostitution ring and, he's like, you're sullied and you're dirty and you gotta die. And something like that. And then someone here is, catching on about it. Suzuriko might even know about it because something is up with her lately, which our sister Yukari has been talking about. Who even knows? Let's just get down to beeswax. A panorama of the school children expands beyond the window. Hey, that's Kuchiki Toko. Kuchiki Toko. There's two Tokos, remember? There's the weird Toko. Well, they're both kind of weird. Kuchiki Toko is the one who wanted us to find herself. So, the main Toko. And then there's the weird, overly attached Toko. She set up an easel at the corner of the schoolyard. It looks like she's working on her painting. Get closer? Of course, let's get closer. Yeah, I want to see what's gonna happen with her. I guess I'll go seeing what's going on. I leave the building through the entry hall and head for the schoolyard. So you know what? This is like a murder mystery. So it's obvious that the killer is someone that we're gonna know, right? So I'm trying to pinpoint who it might be. Because it's totally what this, visual novel would do. The big plot twist oh, by the way, it's this person. Oh my god. Like that. Yeah, just like that. And you'll say, oh my god. Huh? The place where Toko just was. It's empty now. Did I just miss her? Oh well, those things happen. What? Well, that decision was meaningless. By the time I'm done speaking with Sato Ayumu, the evening sky is already darkening. What shall I do now? You know what I've decided is, we go to a place where we want to select to, get closer to someone, right? So, you know what, I kind of feel like I should be going to Moonworld more, because I love... what's her name? Kyoko? Kyoko's the mature woman there who's a widow. She's just the best because she's awesome. She's my kind of girl. So I'm gonna have to visit her more often. But there's new places here because there's the Taito Ward Ueno Park. Ueno Park, that's where one of the girls went missing. We haven't been here yet, have we? We've been to here, Inokashira Park, and I just assumed here was where one of the girls went missing. Inokashira. But Ueno Park was where one of the girls went missing. I gotta check this shit out, one sec. Oh, I can't. I can check it out. Okay, so whatever, let's just go to Ueno Park. Let's see what happens. It's new. After that talk with Yukari and her friends, I decided to swing by the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum in Ueno. Oh, the art museum! Oh my god, maybe... No, maybe Toko's gonna be here. Since Shugo and my old workplace are both in the area, I've been here a number of times. However, I've never been to the art museum located at the heart of Ueno Park. It's a pretty modern-looking building. So... Mamiya, what's his name's exhibition, right? The information signs don't say anything about the exhibition. Do I have the wrong place? I can feel eyes on me. I'm being watched by a person at the museum's entrance. She looks like a staff member. Great, I'll try asking her about the exhibition. Excuse me, do you have a second? As I call out to her, I belatedly realize she's not Japanese. She inclines her head at me uncertainly. It looks like she doesn't understand me. Do you understand Japanese? Hi. Eh? She just replied in Japanese right now, didn't she? But maybe it's just an easy word, nani? It's just what? It's easy. While I hem and haw over what to say, she suddenly raises her hand and points to a piece of paper affixed to the museum notice board. Closed for remodeling until March 13th. Oh! In other words, it won't be open this entire week. Mamiya, what's his name's exhibition will be starting next week, right?
Shinzo, Mada.
Huh? Shinzo?
So, Shinzo.
Oh, so his name was Mamiya Shinzo, is that right? Her mouth turns up ever so slightly in a smile. I'll take that as a yes.
Stella.
You're Stella, is that your name? This young woman, Stella, nods in reply. Well, that was a waste of time. Okay, so I guess I didn't waste any time, though, because it's not any later. Fuck it, we're going to Moon World. I don't give a shit. I want to see Kyoko, it's been a while. I've returned to Kichijoji to Moon World. Hi, Hatsune!
いらっしゃいませ。
Hi. I'm not sure why, but Hatsune seems rather listless today. Yeah, she seemed too nice. She'd be like, oh, hey, it's you, Neiji! But she's just like, could I get some coffee?
わかりました。どうぞこちら。
Is it because I haven't been coming often enough? After I'm shown to a seat at the counter, Kyoko looks at me with a complicated expression. What happened?
ちょっと落ち込んじゃっててね。
Why? Is it because I didn't come often? Kyoko picks up a coffee cup's handle with one finger, just the handle. Haha, did it fall and break?
私は気にしてないって言ったんだけれどね。
Oh, I see. It's nothing to do with me. Ha! I have Prince syndrome. I think everything's about me. I'm like, oh, must be about me. It's not all the time, okay? I'm telling that to myself and you guys at the same time, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, the broken handle she's holding was from a cup she received from her deceased husband. It's not the finest quality, but it's made by a company in
カウ
England.
ンターの端に置いていた私が悪いのよ。でもあの子ってば深刻に受け止めちゃってね。
Yeah, well, I could see why that would be a big deal. That sucks. Well, I'm sure she would if she knew it was a memento. I take a surreptitious glance in her direction. Surreptitious glance in her direction. I can read. She's hanging her head in shame while she works. I had to do something before some other customers see that face. I'm Mia-san. Could you come over here for a sec?
なんでしょうか。
After motioning her over, I take my freshly poured coffee and move to a seat at one of the tables. I wish I had a freshly poured coffee. I wanted to buy a coffee before making this video, but the coffee shop near me is closed on Sunday, which sucks. So how do I put this? Console her, get her to replace it? Get her to replace it? What do you mean? How can you replace it? It's a memento. You don't replace a memento. You can't just buy a new cup and be like, hey, your husband didn't give you this one, but it looks the same? No, console her. You can't keep crying over spilt milk, you know.
わかってます。わかってはいるんです。
You do realize that it shows when you're depressed, right? Keep this up and you'll cause trouble for Kyoko. So cheer up, okay?
そうですね。ごめんなさい、時坂さん。
That was definitely
おかけして。
the right move, I think. Personally. You don't owe me an apology. I'm just sticking my nose in other people's business. For the time being, it seems like things will be alright. Okay, good. Oh, hey, Uozumi! Yeah, that's his name, I got it. When I get back to my office in the evening, Uozumi is seated on the sofa, a sullen look on his face. The hell did you invite yourself in here for?
てめえを待ってたんだよ。井の頭の仏の身元が分かった。
Oh, yeah, there was a corpse in Inokushira. God, I'm getting these places mixed up. It was Inokushira and the cemetery. Uozumi takes out his notebook and reads aloud.
今村遥法屋にある大場女学院の学生だ。2月20日頃に失踪したらしい。
Haruka is definitely one of the girls that went missing. Yes, it is. It's her. Okay, she's the one that went missing in mid-February, but the one who went missing earlier hasn't been identified yet or found. Okay, so Yui is still out and about, and Haruka is now confirmed dead. Alright. So it really was her. My fears are materializing before my
確
eyes.
かお前、その学院に出入りしていたよな。
One of my new haunts. Yeah, I just hang out there. Yeah, I was searching for some missing student.
解決したじゃねえか。
Uozumi lights his cigarette. Evidently, the case I'm investigating is no ordinary missing persons case.
殺されてちゃそうだろうな。誘拐か？
That's a possibility.
こっちで今村家を調べる必要がありそうだな。営利目的の可能性もある。
But if there's multiple killings, it's obviously a serial killer, and it's hard to understand a serial killer. You need a criminal psychologist, which they obviously don't have because it's like the 50s. So yeah, there was a case last year where a famous person's kid got abducted, right? It's possible that they didn't want the police to intervene or were coerced into keeping quiet. But if they were after a ransom, why bother to mutilate the body?
身元を隠すためだったのかもしれん。事実、今までわからなかったわけだからな。
But if that were the case, it doesn't make sense. They left the head behind, right? Why not the torso? If they didn't want the victim identified, the head would be the first part they'd hide.
銅はでかいからな。公園まで運ぶのは面倒だろうさ。
That still doesn't explain why the head was dumped. Uozumi grunts, thinking it over. Either way, that means we have a murderer on our hands for the Imamura Haruka case. If that's the case, then what about Nishizone Yui? Yes, that's what I was thinking too. What about her? There's another missing girl I'm searching for. Nishizono Yui. Nishizono Yui. Why is it hard? I can say Nishizono, I can say Yui separately. When I say Nishizono Yui, oh, I said it right that time. Nishizono Yui. It hurts my mouth to say that. I don't know why. She's also a student of the Obe Girls Academy. With this new information, it's increasingly likely that she's been dragged into some sort of trouble. I can't speak with certainty until we found a body, but...
他にてめえの知り合いで失踪している奴はいないだろうな。
No, not yet. But someone died like a day ago. We saw their head get twisted. I don't want the body count to increase, but my gut's telling me that this isn't going to end here. Definitely isn't. Let's go back to Moonworld and finally home. Let's drink some Shochu. Shochu, was that the name of that alcohol? I forget. Oh, hi, Yukari. You weren't sleeping, Yukari? It's nearly midnight. Does she wear a kimono all the time at home? That'd be cool. I want a kimono-wearing sister in my home. Doesn't sound like she's making it up. No, sorry to dump this on you all the time. I'm worried about Yukari, though, because Yukari knows Suzuriko. Yeah, you have tied up. I keep on saying that name wrong, don't I? Suzuriko. I said it right. Suzuriko. Okay, I had to check. Suzuriko. I'm worried, though. Suzuriko's up to something, and Yukari's friends with her, so Yukari might have something to do with this, too. Yukari laughs. I'm worried about her. Hey, I'll have you know that place is still clean. Yeah, well, it's a little. Give me a break. You can still see the floor, can't you? It's fine. I like Yudeiji. I'm similar to you. Although, then again, I didn't clean my place for a really long time, and this weekend I spent a good chunk of time cleaning it. Sure. Some hot Japanese tea is nice once in a while. Yeah, I would like some Japanese tea right now. Thank you very much. I return to my room, take off my shirt, and change clothes. I do have some Chinese tea, which is really delicious. It's called boicha. It's really expensive stuff, but I only use it for emergencies when I'm really feeling like shit. Yukari brings a teacup to my room while I'm in the middle of tying my sash. Ah, thanks, Yukari. I accept the cup, but rather than leave, Yukari stands there and stares at me. What's wrong? Well, yeah, people are dying. Her voice becomes subdued. Really? I guess it shows on my face. And, you know, the fact that one of the missing girls from the academy is dead. One of the missing students won't be returning safe and sound. Maybe we should tell Yukari this. There was Yukari, and there's sad piano music playing too. I can't hide anything from you, can I? I let it slip out with a strained smile. The identity of the course discovered at Inokashira Park has been confirmed. It's Imamura Haruka. Oh, Yukari doesn't look very happy about that. Nishizono Yui is still missing. I'll find her somehow. I'm on it! Hey Yukari, has there been anything that's been bothering you at school lately? Hoping to shift the discussion to a lighter note, I changed the subject. Yeah, you gotta let me know these things, Yukari, because seriously, if something's up, I can help. Yukari taps a finger on her chin, thinking it over. Well, isn't that weird? What's causing that? There's gotta be a prostitution ring going on at the school, and maybe like the headmaster's involved in it or something. The real headmaster, because we talked to the vice principal, right? I see. Thanks, Yukari. One more thing. Could you not tell anyone that what we were just talking about? I think that goes without saying. I think Yukari kinda knows, you know. Okay, good night. You know, she understands that you're a private detective. Yukari leaves the room. Guess I better hit the hay as well. Yeah, Yukari knows you. You don't even really have to say that, do you? March 10th. I think this game goes all the way into April. I'm not too sure, though. Good, you go. Yukari stands up, grabbing her bag. Okay, Stacey, she's so cute. I like girls that have that kind of hairstyle, like short hair and it comes out and comes down. It's so beautiful. I love that. Short hair is awesome. I know, don't worry. Looks like Yukari's got day duty today. God, me and falling in love with fictional characters. It's not good for my soul, man. Why'd I just call you all men? Hey, man. It's like such a... Oh, that's such a stupid thing to call someone. Hey, man. Well, you know, when you're talking to, obviously, like, a guy, you know, hey man, what's up? That's cool, but when I'm, like, addressing an audience, and there's, like, females that are watching this too, and I'm like, yo, man. What the fuck am I doing? I'm just tired. My sleep pattern's all messed up, and I'm gonna say stupid shit. So just bear with my stupid shit. I'm an instructor, and she has to leave before me. I can't imagine how busy she must be. I think things over, sipping leisurely makeup. Of course, students work their asses off in Asian countries in high school. It's Saturday. Tomorrow's a day off, so today I want to get as much done as I can at the academy. I'm waiting for the results of Uozumi's investigation into Imamura Haruka. I'll try organizing what I know about Koizumi Kei, the other girl who was killed. Koizumi Kei, I've heard that name somewhere else in like another anime. Is that Koizumi Kei, is that from Gantz? Is it a character named Kei? I know there's Kei, but Koizumi, I don't know. She's not a student from Ueba Girls Academy. However, she's the same age as Imamura Haruka and Nishizono Yui. That might be significant in some way. The key may turn out to be that black eggshell. Why was it placed in her abdomen? Since Imamura Haruka's torso is missing, there's no way to investigate whether the egg is a connection. However, they're both young girls and their bodies were both mutilated. Isn't that a connection in itself? Guess I'll try asking about this black egg. There's gotta be some specific intent behind this, since they took the trouble to cut out the uterus and close her back up. There's nothing more to be gained by thinking about it, so I decide to head toward the academy. There are quite a few girls walking along wearing Ueba's uniform. I recognize a handful of faces, but none such glance at me. Ugh.
Yeah, sensei. Ohayo.
Oh, hey, Toko. She's an exception. Morning, Kuchiki-san. Yeah, but if I call you Toko in front of all these students, they're gonna be like, oh my god, student-teacher relationship. Now she's pouting. There's no way I can call you that here. Oh. Toko presses up against my arm. I half expect her to throw her arms around me next. Look, you. I try to shake her up, but she's firmly attached. If we get seen here, we're gonna get yelled at, right? It hardly needs mentioning that we've already been seen by all the students on their way to school. I don't know whether I should be relieved or disturbed that they just passed by us without any response.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Oh, hi! Oh, yeah, morning. She's really depressed, because all her friends are gone, yeah. But, you know, she's saying hi to us because we're trying to help her situation. I exchange greetings with Sato Ayumi as she moves by. See, everyone's looking. I'll be the judge of that, thanks. Seriously, what's with this girl? Toko is like the strangest one out of them all. I mean, they all have their little quirks, but Toko's really weird. So I wonder if maybe she's the killer. Then again, I've been accusing, like, everyone of the killer. As soon as something a little bit strange happens, I'm like, oh my god, you're the killer, oh shit! On my way home, since today's Saturday, that'd be around noon. Do I have time? Oh, geez, well, let's say sure, why not? I can't refuse her. Sure, I don't really have any problem with that. Well, I kinda do, actually. Toko laughs, smirking. Of course I have work to do, but this is important, right? I see, maybe Toko's trying to distract me from my detective work. There's no sign of mischief on her face. I see, I'll try to make time for it somehow. Her expression is dead serious. Whatever it is, she must really want to talk about it. So that sounds important. That sounds important, okay? Her sketchbook held beneath one arm, Toko gives me a wave and leaves. I wonder if she's gonna want to draw my portrait. Well, that's all for today's class. As I wrap up my lecture, the bell signals the end of the class. The students are as quiet as ever. Even so, they seem attentive enough during class, and occasionally one of them will even ask a question. It looks like there's a rule in place forbidding them to speak with male teachers outside of class. I can't make any sense of it, but it seems strange that such rules are taken for granted at the academy. Nonetheless, none of the students come to talk to me, even after the class has ended. This is why the students I pass in the hallway are always so quiet. As I proceed down the corridor, I catch sight of a familiar figure. Great timing. There's something I wanted to ask her. Sato-san, do you have a minute? The tall girl turns around, giving me an inquiring look. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Of course, it's important. Ayumu glances around at our surroundings. Okay. I'm a teacher, aren't I? Yes, I sure am. And don't say that out loud, Ayumu! Well, you got me there. She's quick to catch on. That makes my job easier. Let's see. Have you remembered anything about Nishizono aside from what I asked you yesterday? Anything's fine. Let's see. I know. Did you have a boyfriend? Any relationships like that? Okay. A decisive response. I see. It would be difficult to investigate those relationships anyway. And another thing, Sato-san, does a black egg mean anything to you? It's a shot in the dark, but I figure it's worth a try. Oh, Easter eggs aren't black. I mean, they could use some black on them, but usually they're painted like all kinds of cool colors. Easter egg? Alright. They use eggs decorated in various ways to represent the resurrection of Christ, but they're not like straight up black. That would be a depressing Easter egg. Imagine a student, hey, let's make Easter eggs, and it's like, black! Be like, oh god. That looks a little ominous. Since black is an ominous color. Holy shit, as soon as they said ominous, ominous comes out. I'm a detective. I'm a genius. I'm a genius detective, guys. Bow to my presence. Since black is an ominous color, that's something I hadn't thought of. Oh, that makes sense. It is a Catholic school. Interesting. Easter egg, huh? That's something I'll keep in mind. No, there's no need to push yourself. Thanks, Sato-san. I hope I didn't click that too fast, by the way. I'm sorry, I read fast. Who are you? Is it the nurse, Nene? From behind me comes Ori. Oh, it's Orihime! Oh, shit! Oh god, Orihime. Tsukishima-san. Oh, well, Orihime, I am a teacher here. Put a sock in it, okay? I want to put a sock in her mouth. I want to say, open up, have a little vice, and be like, and just stick a sock right in her mouth. If looks could kill the one she's giving me. No, this is just... I'm done for. I can't blow my cover here. Try to cover it up. Cover it up, obviously. Can't blow my cover. It seems she didn't understand something from class, so I was just clearing it up for her while it was fresh in our minds. Of course, Orihime. What, do you think... Does it look like I got a boner? Okay, that was a little much. Ayumu! Ayumu! Oh shit, I forgot to tell her to keep quiet. Shit! Ayumu! Oh no! Did I not tell her to keep quiet about it? Ah! Could this have been avoided? Orihime's voice is tense. I can hardly blame her. A part-time instructor comes in and starts snooping around. Anybody would be suspicious. After a quick check that her entourage is nowhere in sight, I steel myself for what's coming. Tsukishima-san, the truth is, I'm a detective investigating those disappearances. Oh, fuck you, Orihime and Ayumu. This is what I get. Doesn't Ayumu have any sense? Like, I'm lying about what we're doing. And then, you know, Ayumu could be like, oh, I guess since he's lying about it, he doesn't want anyone to know. I see. That's called having some sense. And Ayumu just lacks all sense, now doesn't she? Ayumu. Yeah, well, great. I hope she doesn't. I don't trust her either, and I don't even trust you anymore. Well, I know it's kind of sudden, but it's the truth. Vice Principal Seiki asked me to do it. Orihime asks Ayumu. Fucking Ayumu. Oh, just one thing. Can I ask you to keep quiet about this? Sumimasen, yeah. Sumimasen, you think about what you've done. Sumimasen is not enough for what you've done to me. Ayumu turns around and leaves. Oh, great, Orihime. You're just a bundle of laughs. You're just the coolest person around, aren't you? Orihime's brows knit together. I'm sorry that I kept it from you, but I'll never be able to learn anything of use if I don't keep a low profile. Yeah. Come on, Orihime. Yeah. Whatever, school regulations, I'm a detective. Alright, I'm here to solve murders. And what are you? You're like, oh my god, it could be a little awkward if you talk in the hallway with the girls, because school regulations. I'm a detective. Get out of the way. I understand. I'll try not to stand out too much. If I were completely prohibited from talking to students, I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything. Orihime seems to sag in place, and a sigh escapes her lips. I think the student body has taken their philosophy to heart. Makes them come off a bit stiff, though. They certainly do sound reasonable, and you are like the enforcer. You're like the RoboCop of these regulations to enforce them. I get the impression that this isn't really a question, rather it's simply a wish to hear someone agree with her. Even so, since the regulations are fixed, don't we all need to abide by them? Yeah, kinda does, actually. Is she referring to the students bound by those strict regulations, or is she hinting at something else? I don't really think that's that big of a deal. Honestly, a conversation like this should be perfectly natural. I don't know whether it's because they're trying to make these girls lead sheltered lives, but this academy's regulations are quite abnormal. Good. Although, towards the end, she did redeem herself a little bit. Orihime scurries off almost as though she's running away from me. Good, get out of here. I've returned to my prep room. I'm not scheduled to hold any more lectures today, so I have the afternoon to concentrate fully on my investigation. So what should I do now? It's a rest period in between classes right now, so I guess I should go and ask some questions. Yahoo, Hi, Tsuzuriko! You're awesome! The door whips open and Tojiko comes, or Tojiko is what she wants to be called. What's up, Tojiko? Why? I pointedly ignore her complaints. Did you want something with me? Oh, I guess that is the name that we made, okay. What? A rumor? Okay. And so Tojiko's story begins. Wow. Holy shit. So this is really important. If you carry a black egg around with you and it doesn't break, your wishes are granted, but if it does, the Black Madonna will come and kill you. A black egg. Is that the same thing that was stuffed into Koizumi Kei's abdomen? Hey, Tojiko, is that only popular around this school? Tojiko, you're awesome and you don't even know it. Did Nishizone Yui and Imamura Haruka believe in it? I see. A black egg like the one retrieved from Koizumi Kei's abdomen. There might be some connection there to Imamura Haruka. She was carrying around a black egg. You were and you didn't even know it. Yeah, you gave me some useful info, Tojiko. Too bad, Tojiko. I like to tease you. Classes have already started. I go out into the hallway and ponder things for a moment. A schoolyard superstition about a black egg? I need to confirm this with somebody. Tojiko said it was popular among the first-year students, but Sato Ayumu didn't seem to know about it. I don't really know any of the first-year students. I guess I'll go to the infirmary and try asking Nurse Akazaki. Nene! Excuse me. Nene! Those mountains! I just wanted to ask you something. It's a little bit work-related, but... God, what size of bra do you have? Holy shit. If you even wear one. That's correct. Do you know of a rumor that's circulating among the first-year students regarding a black egg? Oh, you don't? It appears that if you carry this egg around with you, your wishes will be granted. It is. However, if you break the egg, the Black Madonna will appear and kill you, or so the story goes. Yeah, sounds like it's only a small fraction of the students. So she doesn't know anything either. In lots of high schools, in Korea anyways, lots of superstitions that go around. Well, then I was going to say, as you can see in Corpse Party in Japan, that's true too. But I mean, that's a fictional universe. But there are superstitions that go around. It would help me out if she could discuss it with the students.
それが事件と何の関わりが
Not directly, at least not yet. That's right, this Black Egg myth has nothing to do with the disappearance of Nishizone Yui and Imamura Haruka. It is related to Koizumi Kei, but she's not a student at the school. However, Nishizono Yui and Imamura Haruka are both first-year students. If I find some common link between them in the egg, then everything I've been investigating is connected.
私もその噂それとなく聞いてみることにするわ
Thank you, Nene. Alright, thanks, and sorry for the trouble. It's time to hang out with Toko, isn't it, if school's done? That's the bell. Looks like all the classes for today have ended. As much as I'd love to go home right now, I did make a promise with Toko. I've got no choice. I guess I'll put up with it. I'll have a smoke while I wait here to get here. I could really go for some coffee right now. Toko enters without knocking.
待たせたね探偵さん
Hi. You're alone? I'd expected either Yukari or Mizuhara to be with her.
私自身に関する話で他の人を同席させるわけにもいかないだろ
Talk about yourself? What the heck is she going to say?
私の依頼少しは進んだのかな
I have made excellent progress. I think your inner self is that if you take a look, or let me take a look at you after you've taken off all your clothes, I can find your inner self better. Toko starts by firing off a question. Request, right, you want me to find your true self.
まさか忘れていたとは
I
言わない
got it on my mind! I haven't, but I haven't been working on it either.
探偵さんは本業で忙しかったろうから私の調査が進まないのは分かっていたけれどね
But how am I gonna find it? Toko's voice is tinged with disappointment.
だから今日は探偵さんにもっと情報をあげようと思ったの
Oh,
さ
thanks, Toko. See, maybe Toko's really the killer because she's like, find my true self, and all of this is related. Her true self is the killer. And then, like, everything is interconnected. Because it's hard to imagine this being a totally separate thing from the main story. I mean, it's gotta connect somehow. Information, eh? No matter what she tells me, my other issues are still going to take priority. Hey, do the words black egg ring a bell to you?
黒い卵確か箱根の温泉卵が黒いんじゃなかったかな
Onsen eggs from Hakone. Okay. Looks like Toko doesn't know about it either.
ああそうだ箱根の温泉卵は食べれば寿命が7年にな
Wow.
ると言われているから56個買ってきてくれないかな
If it's not expensive, I'll do it. Listen, you. But then again, maybe she just wants the eggs because she is the killer and she's gonna use them to kill people. Our conversation is derailed. Fine, I'll listen to what you have to say. After all, she is my client.
うん明日は休みだよねだからうちに来てもらいたいんだ
You're moving a little fast there, Toko. What's this all
本
about?
当の私を見つけるには私のことを知ってもらうのが一番だろう私が話すよりもずっと分かりやすいだろうしね
What are you getting at, Toko? My first impulse is to laugh, but the sound dies in my throat when I see her expression. She's absolutely serious. All right, tomorrow then.
うんじゃあそうだね昼頃に吉祥寺駅の前で待っているよ
Okay. Toko stops at the door.
あもし忙しいのだったら無理に付き合ってくれなくても構わないからね
She sounds so nice about it, but she's up to no good. I have a feeling. Don't worry, it's fine.
ありがとう時坂先生
Toko bows slightly and then leaves. It's evening. Now what should I do? Okay, well, you know what? Like I said, I've been really itching to get my relationship level up at Moon World. I'm gonna save my game first, right here. Making lots of saves is essential to this game. Okay, Moon World. Let's go back to Moon World. I want to get my relationship level, my social links up with Kyoko. I've come to Moon World. What can I say? Their coffee's to die for. The moment I open the door, I'm greeted with an uncommon sight. The hustle and bustle of a crowd.
いらっしゃいませ
Hatsune turns her head to greet me as she runs about the cafe, a tray held in each hand. Wow, it looks pretty busy.
それが急にお客様がたくさんやってきましてすみませんすぐにお席を用意しますね
There's no need to rush. I haven't seen their business booming like this in a while. Kyoko? The space behind the counter is empty. I figured she'd be helping Hatsune attend to the customers, but I don't see her anywhere.
お待たせしました時坂さんこちらへどうぞ
Amamiya-san, where's Kyoko?
京子さんは今買い物に出かけてて
Oh,
そしたら
that sucks.
急にお客さんが
I hate it when that happens. When I worked at a restaurant, that happened all the time. Now I see why she's all flustered.
コーヒーももうそんなに残っていないのにどうしよう
I don't know. I'm gonna help her out. I mean, I've been here so much anyways. Why not? I can't bear to watch this any longer. Amamiya-san, I'm gonna lend you a hand.
そんなお客様に悪いですから大丈夫です。
I at least know how to brew coffee. I get behind the counter and scope out the appliances. It won't require using anything complicated, so I don't think I'll have any problems. I heat up some water, prepare the ground coffee beans, and bring out the water flannel filter. Amamiya-san, you prepare the pastries. You've still got some left, right?
はい。
Maybe I'm doing it all wrong. Maybe she'll be angry because I chose to do this. We've got our work cut out for us. Well, at least the menu is small. I pour the hot water into the grounds in the filter. I'm no match for Kyoko or Yukari, but I think that I can do a decent job. Amamiya-san, it's ready. Hatsune takes the freshly filled pot of coffee and bustles about the inside of the cafe. It looks like things will be okay. I brew another pot, pour myself a cup, take a seat behind the counter. Phew. I bring the cup to my mouth. The faint, bitter taste has a kick to it. Well, it's not bad. But it's not the best either. Maybe that was a bad idea. The customers gradually leave and the cafe returns to its usual quiet state.
助かりました、時坂さん。ありがとうございます。
Well, if I did save her... Nah, I didn't mind it at all. And where the heck did Kyoko go off to? Apparently she didn't see a problem with leaving the place to a girl who'd only just started this job.
京子さんを責めないでください。私が大丈夫ですからって言っちゃった。
Well, Hatsune, you got a little full of yourself, but then again, I mean, it just suddenly got busy and no one could have expected that, right? Hatsune sounds apologetic. Even so. The door opens and Kyoko rushes in.
初音ちゃん、ごめん。大変だったでしょ。
Hey, Kyoko. As I'm about to issue a complaint, Hatsune grabs my sleeve.
全然平気でしたよ。時坂さんが手伝ってくださったんです。時坂くんが
I did, Kyoko. Do you love me? That's because you left Amamiya-san here all by yourself.
時坂くんもごめんなさいね。迷惑かけちゃったみたいで。
It was a nice change of pace from investigating murdered high school girls, okay? Well, it's water under the bridge now. Chewing her out would probably be going overboard. Kyoko steps behind the counter.
初音ちゃんがコーヒーを入れたの？いえ、時坂さんが入れてくださいました。
But Kyoko's gonna be angry because it doesn't taste good. I'm worried. Kyoko fills a cup with coffee from the pot and brings it to her
ちょ
lips.
っと薄いかしら。
Yeah,
少しえぐみが残ってるわね。
I know. Oh, come
で
on.
も、うちの味にかなり近いわよ。やるじゃない時坂くん。
Oh, I'm blushing. Looks like I missed my chance to complain. After a bit of time passes and things calm down, I call out to Hatsune. That's right, Amamiya-san, do you have a minute?
初音でいいです。まだ慣れてなくて。
Really?
はい。ずっと名前で呼ばれていましたから。
Hatsune Miku. Alright, Hatsune, there's something I want to ask you about. Are you familiar with the phrase black egg?
黒い卵ですか？
Wow, she gives me an apologetic look. Nah, it's okay.
わからないで
It's
す。
fine if you don't know. I guess I should have been investigating this in other places. Oh god, because why would I come to Moonworld to investigate that? Oh shit. If Hatsune doesn't know, that probably means that it really is just known to a small group of people. What about you, Kyoko? Decided to ask her as well, just in case.
私？温泉卵？
Ooh, Kyoko knows. I should have known better than to ask you.
何よ。聞いてきたから答えただけじゃない。
Yeah, that was kinda rude. I get to my feet, ignoring Kyoko's glare. See you guys later, I'll come again. Oh no, I just pissed her off. Okay, well... Where should I get going to then? Let's... No, I don't want to meet up with her. Let's go to the Takashito Hospital. Oh, damn. Let's go to the Girls' Academy. Maybe the nurse has known something. I've returned to the Oeba Girls' Academy. There's something... Oba. Nurse Akazaki. Yes! It's regarding the black egg I asked her about during the day. I wonder if she's gotten anything out of the students. I know I haven't given her much time, but I need this information as soon as possible. A student emerges from the infirmary just as I'm about to knock. Oh? She rushes past me, shielding her face. A scent wafts in her wake. Sweet sweat mingled with other body odors. What? Pardon me. What? What? I enter then freeze on the spot. What?
あらあら、まずいところを見られてしまったわね。
What? Why are you like that at school? Why does she have her clothes on? Did she, like... If she's with another girl student, did they fool around in here? I have an idea of what happened here based on the sweat of the girl that just left the room coupled with the feminine odor lingering in the air, but... Holy Jesus, they just made sweet sexual woman-on-woman love in here, like two student and teacher. I don't know. Ask about it. I'm just gonna... Should I not say anything? Oh my god, what kind of a question is this? All I wanted was more information about the black egg. Oh! I'm just gonna not say anything, that's...
皆が厳しい規則に耐えているわ。その中でどうしても耐えられなくなる子も出てくる。そういう学生を救うのが私の役割なのよ。
Jesus, Nene's boobs are big. Anyways, everybody at the school chafes under those harsh conditions. Some girls can't endure, so it's your duty to go and have sex with them. Great. That's what I would do if I was a nurse at a school. I'd be like, man, these conditions are rough. It is my sworn duty to go and have sex with these students. Her words are no excuse. She probably wants to say that it's natural behavior for the school nurse. Okay. She laughs bewitchingly. Jeez. I don't despise you, it's just... Jeez, you could be a little more secret about it. You could go and meet somewhere else, not in the infirmary. Please? This is something I don't need to get involved in. Nene flashes me her breath. Holy shit! No, I'm afraid I have to decline your offer. Reiji! There's no time for fun today. Wow. Well, one of these days when I have time to spare, I'll take you up on it. That sounds excellent. But let's... What? Why did you... Yeah, you didn't ask her about the egg, you dummy. So much of... You're not really... Oh, what? So much of a detective. There was so much insanity in this matter of like 3 minutes. The nurse is having sex with the students in the infirmary, and Eiji forgot to ask her about the egg. Damn it. I don't have the courage to go... Why? Go back in! It's for your case! There's girls that are being murdered! Why? I'll just have to visit again. I doubt she's learned anything of use yet anyway. Oh, I guess she probably would have just told us if there was anything of use. Okay, holy shit. The sun is setting when I arrive at home. Yeah, I can't tell you what happened this time, Yukari. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff to take care of. Is dinner ready? Yukari laughs, carrying steaming plates of food out from the kitchen. Thanks, sweetie. He is? I wonder if he's discovered something. Well, first things first, let's eat dinner. There's nothing else for me to do until he gets here. He gets here while I'm relaxing in my room after dinner. Okay. Show him to the living room. After Yukari heads for the entryway, I go into the living room. You're not intruding, I'm just relaxing. Learn anything new? Oh, damn it, that sounds horrible. Just give it to me straight. Oh, that's mind-blowing. Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked because that was mind-blowing and I read it. So they said that the corpse might not be Haruka's corpse. Why is that? That was Natsume-san's conclusion, right? Okay. The results didn't match up, did they? So the fingerprints are different. Maybe it's Yui's. But Natsume-san determined it was Imamura from the bone structure of her jaw. Oh. Damn it! Uozumi falls silent, a sour look on his face. So there's a chance it could be someone else. If you're asking whether I know any other possibilities, then Nishizono Yui could.
現住所に警官を向かわせたんだがお抜けの殻だった。
Wait a sec, what do you mean by that? Wow.
西園由衣の母親は昨年の秋に亡くなっている。これについては過労による急性心不全で事件性はない。
See, you know what? This whole thing with the prostitution ring is starting to make a lot more sense now, because if Yui's mother had passed away, then Yui wouldn't have been able to get any money, so Yui would have had to, like, been living on her own for a certain amount of time. And how would she have done it? Prostitution. Uozumi puts a cigarette in his mouth. Oh, that's interesting. You didn't get any fingerprints? Nishizono Yui disappeared shortly after New Year's in January. If she meant to disappear, then she may not be involved in this string of murders. We better keep that one on the table. I light my cigarette and draw the smoke into my lungs. And somehow in the end, it looks like I'm saddled with all of these cases, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. We have a dismembered corpse which was once confirmed to be one of the people I'm focusing on investigating. We have a buried corpse with a black egg stuffed into her abdomen and leg lit on fire. If there was some common ground between them, then I think our investigation would go a little more smoothly. Young girls, huh? As of now, that's a proven link. Even if we can't find out their identities, we know they're young girls, female students. Hey, Uozumi, any other high school girls gone missing? See, there's been hints at prostitution going on, you know, when we talk to Hatsune and him, so it's gotta be linked together. The story wouldn't just give us this information if, you know, it wasn't connected. Well, they don't just go to the red and blue line districts, there are white line districts for the occupying forces as well. Yes. Hey, do you think these murders are going to continue? Stealing his jaw, Uozumi roughly grinds out his cigarette. March 11th. Here we go. I wake up. Uozumi and I ended up drinking for a while after our conversation last night. He didn't go home until it was nearly dawn. Thanks to that, it's already noon now. Hi. Yeah, morning. We sure were. Were we noisy? Really? I think they'd be a boisterous bunch together drunk. Yukari's pretty crabby. So yes, we were noisy. Okay, never mind. Yukari leaves me some tea without another word, sighing at her, and she's just so polite. Doesn't feel like I'm hungover, at least. If I went out like that, there's no telling what that girl would say. Now, I check my watch and stand up. Nah, I'm heading out for a bit. Alright. Wow. When I arrive at Kichijoji Station, the first thing I see is Toko's sullen face. I'm sorry. Now hold on a minute. How can you say I'm late when we never set an exact time? We didn't set a time. How could you meet when you don't set a time? You two are weird. Give me a break. I'm sleepy. A date? When did you say it was a date? Nah, I was up all night drinking. Oh, Toko, she doesn't like that one bit. This doesn't improve her mood. We enter this park with Toko leading. She really loves this place. She's always here. Her foul mood forgotten, Toko steps lightly as she proceeds further into the park. I wouldn't know about that. Even if I did, would I have a reason to tell you? Yeah, pretty much, and you don't need to know. Toko nods, giving an I knew it look. You should be careful. I'm protecting you, of course. After leaving the park behind and walking along the Tamagawa Canal for a bit, we come to a nice house built in traditional Japanese style. That looks amazing. I'd love to live in that house.
ここが口利けさ。
It's pretty big.
祖父が病院の院長だからね。この建物にも診療所があるんだけれど、そこでは今おじが働いているんだ。
Wow. A clinic too. No wonder it's so huge. So,
さあ、探偵さんどうぞ。
Alright, so we're going in, but are we gonna meet your family? Wouldn't that be awkward? This high school girl Toko brings in, like, this grown man. Hey, mommy and daddy, don't worry about me. I'm just her teacher. After being shown into a tatami room, I sit down on a
ちょっと
cushion.
待っていてくれないかな。今お茶を入れてくる。
Oh, thanks, Toko, you're sweet. Toko leaves the room. Without standing up, I survey the surroundings. There's a beautiful garden outside the window. The trees are starting to take on some color. I suppose the new leaves will be opening soon. This building looks pretty old. The area was bombed during the war. They were fortunate not to get hit. But now at least it's a quiet place.
黄昏れているね。
Toko's returned. This is a nice place you've
そう
got.
だね。
Toko pours black tea from a porcelain teapot.
カステラもあるけれど食べる？
SpongeBob cake! No, I don't want any. Sure, I made it. Okay, never mind. I munch on a strip of cake while drinking my tea. There's an elegant air to the situation. Toko is chopping up her sponge cake with a toothpick. Don't play with your food. She's See, all these weird little nuances that she has are hinting at her. There's something wrong with
ち
her.
ゃんと食べるよ。お父さんみたいなことを言うんだね。
A father. I guess I'm not far off from that age group.
私は父さんのこと知らないから。
Oh, what? Toko sighs as she mutters this.
今母さんは出かけているけれど、ここで生活しているのは私と母さんとおじさんだけ。
Okay,
父
so
さんのことは
she does have
全然覚えてい
family.
ない。
Maybe her family is the egg, though, because she did, or the girl from the shell did spill her egg. Viewed in profile, her expression is somehow lonely.
ああ、そうか。父さんのことだけじゃないな。
Wow.
小さかった頃のことは何一つ覚えちゃいないんだ。
It's weird, you know, I thought that she was like the girl from the shell, because this would make sense then, right? Toko stares at me intently as if this has only just occurred to her. So that's the true self that you want me to look for?
どうだろう。
Because maybe she's like the girl from the shell, because the girl from the shell, when she emerged from the shell, she was like older, right? So maybe she doesn't have like a younger self. So, I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. Giving an ambiguous reply, she inclines her
そんな
head.
単純なことじゃないような気がするんだ。もっと、ほら、なんて言うのかな。
Well, it's not so strange that you don't remember things from your childhood. There was a war after
だ
all.
からかな。
Toko looks me in the eye. She does have really enchanting eyes. Those almond-shaped eyes of hers are usually full of determination, but right now, all I can think is that they're trembling with anxiety.
ねえ、時坂さんのことも聞かせてよ。
Okay. Now, there's nothing I can say that would interest you.
そんなことない。興味あるよ。どうして探偵になったのかとかさ。きっと想像を絶するような理由があると思うんだ。
The unhappiness has vanished without a trace. Her eyes are back to their normal cat-like aspect, brimming with curiosity. Sorry to let you down, but it's not a terribly exciting reason. That's just the path I took after I became a policeman.
時坂さんが警官だったなんて想像もつかないな。
Why? Do I not seem upstanding enough? Really?
だって先生やってる時だってなってなかったから。
Well, I guess so. I mean, Reiji's a smart guy, right? So when he's teaching, he seems really into history and stuff, but her image of a policeman might seem a little bit different. That's completely different. Toko giggles, smiling.
ねえ時坂さん、探偵になってよかったと思う？
Do you mean, are there certain parts of my job that I enjoy?
そうじゃなくて、探偵でよかったと思うことはある？
Isn't it similar to what we just said? Well, there's the good parts and then there's the bad parts as well. At the moment, I think the bad aspects slightly outweigh the good.
そうなんだ。例えばどんなこと？
Well, the fact that I have to deal with high school girls being dismembered is kind of a bad thing. Toko leans forward, bringing her face closer to mine. When people die, it affects me in too many ways. That's probably because I only investigate brutal murder cases. When I was a cop, I was frustrated that police couldn't do anything until after a murder had happened. But since I became a detective, it's been more of the same. If nothing ever happens, then you don't get any clients.
探偵といえば、颯爽と現れて難事件を解決する人だと思っていたけれど。
Well, I'll try to be. Oops. Okay. That kind of stuff only happens in novels. Guys like Akechi Kogoro and Kindaichi Kosuke don't exist in real life. Even though detectives and police fight crime, they can't prevent it from happening. It's not even true. Only the police can truly prevent crime. In other words, I'm always too late. Toko, don't peer into my soul too much, okay? Yeah. I wonder why I feel like telling her about that. My lover was murdered back when I was a cop.
So.
Toko looked into my face. Well, I guess I am kinda lonely. He seems lonely. Unable to look her in the eyes any longer, I turn away. Toko abruptly pushes away from the table. Okay, standing up, she exits the room. Alone in the living room, I take a deep breath, struggling to regain my composure. What the hell is she? It's like she peeked into the depths of my heart and saw something I hadn't even noticed. Lonely? Me? Don't be ridiculous. Toko's returned. Next to her is a thin woman wearing a kimono. Yeah, they look extremely similar. Their face is like exactly the same. Hello, I'm Tokisaka from Oba Girls Academy. After we exchange greetings, silence follows. I get a different impression from her than from Toko. She seems frail. That's because Toko spilled her mom. No, I was just thinking that it was about time for me to leave. Chizuru bows deeply, but what is this? Something's slightly off. It's not that she acts cold toward her daughter. She wasn't particularly brusque with me either. I just can't shake the feeling that something's missing. Yeah, it is a little weird that we're just like sitting here chilling out with her high school age daughter and her mom just comes home and says, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you, okay?" Toko's voice brings me back to the present. Sure. I will if I have another opportunity. Toko leads me by the hand until we're out of the house. She's really treating me like a significant other. Yeah, of course we're not. She guessed my question before I could ask it. To hear her tone, you'd think it was a minor annoyance, nothing more. Yeah, we have a close relationship. Yukari's really reliable and her parents aren't around. Yeah, Toko wants to be responsible. She really wants to be, she seems. Saying that, she looks up at my face. What I think is, it's hard to call someone level-headed when they go wandering through the park in the middle of the night. Yeah, but I'm a detective, and there's a murderer targeting girls in your age group, not targeting detective men, okay? So that's why. Toko pouts. I can take care of myself. She sounds more disgusted than envious. A man's voice calls out to us. Is it the uncle? Toko turns around and I find myself doing likewise. Wow, he is a really cool-looking dude. He looks to be around the same age as me. I guess this must be your uncle. Wow, there's so many people that know who I am. Toko's really been talking about me. After politely introducing himself, he extends his left hand, which is covered by a glove. Sure, nice meeting you. I'd extended my right hand, but withdrew it and accept the hand he offered. What have you been saying about me? Toko very deliberately looks away as I scowl at her. He laughs weakly. The guy seems pretty worn out. Do you work in the clinic all by yourself? Sounds humble. You're a humble guy. Well, large organizations can feel stifling at times. Who?
私は先生を送ってきます。
Ooh, maybe Toko wants to keep that a secret. Toko suddenly grabs my arm. I'm fine, I can get back by myself, you know. Ooh, Toko, what are you trying to keep from me, huh?
いいから。それじゃおじさん。
Toko, what are you trying to keep from me?
またいらしてください、時坂先生。
Leaving his voice at our backs, Toko drags me away from the Kuchiki house. Toko doesn't let go of my arm until we reach Inokashira Park. It's already dark. What's up with you all of a sudden?
ねえ時坂さん。今日のこと誰にも言わないでくれないかな。
Why would I do that? That would be really bad for my image if people knew that I went over to your house privately, considering at the school there's such strict regulations anyways. Toko doesn't try to meet my gaze. I'm a detective, aren't I? I've got no reason to tell people details about my clients. She probably has a lot eating away at her deep down, not the least of which being her home life and her request to me.
そうだね。それは分かってるんだ。
Toko nods to herself over and over, staring at the ground. I'll do my best to fulfill your request. I can't make any promises about when, though.
うん。ありがとう、探偵さん。
At last, Toko faces me and smiles.
月が出てる。すごく細いね。
It's so thin? Oh yeah, I guess thin makes sense. It's just a slice of the moon. I guess she's noticed me looking upwards. Aren't you cold?
大丈夫だよ。
As she says this, she snuggles up close to me. Oh, ooh, wow.
寂しい人にはとても優しいんだ。
That's the first time we've actually seen the image of Reiji, isn't it, in this game? So that's what Reiji looks like, by the way. He looks pretty cool, doesn't he, with his long hair? God, I wish I had hair like that. Toko speaks lyrically, her breath showing in puffs of white.
どんなに沈んでいる時にだって月は柔らかな光を投げかけてくれる。強すぎず弱すぎず優しく包み込んでくれる温かな光を。
Yeah, it is, but it's also a little chilly at nighttime, so it also chills me. It's like this light that makes it... It's like a cool light. I wouldn't say it's warm. Toko's fingertips brush my face.
時坂さんは寂しいの？
See, Toko is really peering into everyone's souls. The other Toko too, she grabbed her by the face in this same park, doing this. The same question from this afternoon. I still haven't given her a reply.
寂しさを感じない人はとてもかわいそうだよ。
Toko transfixes me with her
だから
eyes.
時坂さんだって寂しさに対して罪悪感を覚えることはないよ。
Wow.
人間はとても弱い生き物なのだから。
Toko, just stop being too philosophical here, okay? My feelings of loneliness are a thing of the past. I gently grab Toko's hand and pull it away from my face. When Yukiko was killed, I went completely out of control. Oh, okay, sorry. When Yukiko was killed, that's the name of his fiance. I was like... The name of his sister is Yukari and Yukiko, and I was mixing the two in my head. I don't know what I'm doing. I quit the force because of it, and I caused a lot of trouble for the people around me. That was a pretty messed up time. I spent several days just roaming the streets, chasing Yukiko's killer. I couldn't succeed no matter how hard I tried. Afterward, I became a soulless husk. I really put Uozumi and Takashita through a lot, even Yukari and Kyoko as well. No matter how much I grieved, Yukiko would never come back to me. But I also realized that there were things I had to do. Since Yukiko wasn't coming back, there were things I had to take care of.
時坂さんは強いんだね。
Togo's looking downward, her voice comes out weak and hoarse. I'm still not strong at all. The pain of losing a loved one will always stay with me, but I don't want to use that as an excuse to shut myself away in a
やっ
shell.
ぱり強いよ。私はずっと殻の中にいるようなものだから。でもね、
She's been trapped in a shell. She was trapped in a shell. I wonder if this is like a metaphoric shell, you know, it's not a real shell. It's just you think she was trapped in a shell, but it's because of something that happened to her in the past, or something like that. She lifts her head up.
時坂さんと私は、そう、私たちは同じなんだ。
We're not the same. My fiancé was killed. Togo's voice is like the soft chiming of a
そ
bell.
こは私の本当の居場所じゃない気がするんだ。だから私は、
Abruptly, she stops in mid-sentence. Because
ううん、なんでもないよ。
Togo suddenly pulls away from me.
じゃあ、時坂先生、もう遅いから私は帰ることにするよ。
Okay. Peace out, Toko. Hey. She's already turned her back. I call for her to stop.
なんだい？
Be careful on your way home. When I see your eyes, they're the only words I can find.
うん。
Well, that was interesting. I don't feel like going straight home after parting ways with Toko, so I wander the streets of Kichijoji. What do I have in common with Toko? Her words swirl around inside my brain. I suppose she's lonely as well? She said she wasn't where she really belonged. Then is the real cause her rocky relationship with her mother? Phew. I don't really want to butt into family affairs, but... I've come all the way to Moonworld. Seems my legs took me in this direction without my realizing it. I may as well drop in for a bit. Hi, Kyoko. Kyoko's mopping the floor. It's not every day I see you cleaning. Good, let's have some alone time. See, Kyoko can understand me, I think, because Kyoko is a widow as well, and my fiancé died, so yes. Well, mine, Reiji. Are you closed already? Kyoko leans the mop against the wall by the entrance and goes behind the counter. What do you mean? Kyoko knows me so well. She's awesome. It's not that big of a deal, just thinking a little bit about the past. She knows me, but not in a creepy way. Toko knows me in this really creepy way, like, are you lonely? But Kyoko, no. Kyoko freezes upon hearing this, her work behind the counter momentarily forgotten. No. I nod in response to her timid query. Yeah. Time really flies by. Oh no, I don't... Kyoko's just trying to break the silence. Some coffee, please. Alcohol's the last thing I want. Yeah, we got drunk yesterday. Ooh, special blend. Sounds delicious, Kyoko. Kyoko starts the brewing process. Incidentally, I think the special blend Kyoko was talking about is just Moonworld's ordinary coffee blend. She's doing pretty well, even though she's been through a lot herself. Hey, Kyoko. Kyoko continues to work during our conversation. Don't you ever feel lonely? She lost her husband right after getting married, and she also lost a friend. I've got to hand it to her, soldiering on in spite of all that. Kyoko raises her head, offering a strained smile. She is a very appreciative person. She's awesome. Kyoko's cool. She's one of my favorite girls in this game. She's probably my favorite girl in this game. I see, Kyoko. You're strong. Toko had said the same about me, but that's a far cry from the truth. Those who can't feel loneliness are unfortunate, eh? It's just something I picked up from a friend. I doubt even Kyoko can completely escape her loneliness. But she's doing what she can to overcome it. She's turned those unpleasant events of the past into simple memories. And for me, it's investigating dismembered high school girls. Did becoming a detective do the same for me? Not so much, I don't think. Back home in my darkened room, I lay on my back and stare up at the ceiling. Ever since I came home, no. Ever since I parted with Toko, her words have been echoing inside my head. Those who don't feel loneliness are unfortunate, are they? Yukiko. When I close my eyes, long-buried memories of her rise to the surface. I remember her embarrassment as she told me she was pregnant. The girl in my memories will never change. I'm the only one who keeps getting older. I wonder if I'm lonely. Yukiko. She was murdered in cold blood. I didn't see her face after she died. Why? Why did something like that have to happen? Shit. If those who don't feel lonely are unfortunate, then what does it mean when I still feel lonely after 6 years have passed? I look up, and there, outside the window, I can see a thin crescent moon. It looks just like a crying eye, giving off a faint red glow. Wow, I feel so bad for him. Ah, I do feel bad. I feel guilty. But we gotta get to work. I guess I feel so lazy with my investigations lately. It's dawn, I didn't sleep at all last night. Then, that at least might have cleared away these painful feelings. It's a miserable way to wake up. The phone in the living room is ringing. Who could be calling this early in the morning? Yukari looks at me with the receiver in her hand. For me? Has something happened? I accept the receiver from Yukari. Oh, they probably found the corpse finally. It's me, what's up? Damn it, yeah, they found the corpse. Another murder? Oh shit. They're continuing. I can't believe this is happening. Got it, I'll be there soon. I put down the receiver and turned to face Yukari, who's been watching the entire time. Sorry, but I need to give Mr. Seiki a message. Doesn't look like I'll be able to go to the academy today. My sister looks at me worriedly. Of course I will, don't worry. Yeah, no need to worry. I'm not a high school girl, they're not gonna kill me. I've gotta change my clothes and get a move on. It won't take more than half an hour to get to Shakuji from here. Okay, good, let's go to Shakuji! Uezumi's been waiting here. He raises a hand and beckons me over. You said they stuck again. They struck again is what it should be. What makes you so sure? Well, another dismemberment? Yeah, that's not really new. The abdomen's been sewn up because the womb was tampered with, and, you know, it's not completely dismembered, but the arm is cut off. After saying that, Uezumi steps aside. This is brutal. Whoa, that's her right there. That's the immediate impression upon my first glance. What could possibly have driven them to do this to the corpse? Right now, all I can do is investigate and puzzle out what I can. Okay, investigation time. I'd better save my game, though, because you can really mess up during these investigations, apparently. Because you can only investigate for a certain amount of time, like a certain amount of clicks. The corpse is draped with a black cloth. Was this put here afterward? Black cloth! That's the same as the other one. I took to a nearby forensic team member. I see. It doesn't look like the body's wearing anything under that cloth. It's a young girl. I guess I should take a closer look. Okay, yeah, let's zoom in. Oh, that's really creepy. Holy jeez. Oh, yeah, because the eye was, like, bore out. Oh, God. Ugh. Because the person, remember when the killer killed her, the killer wanted to make it look like she was crying tears of blood. Okay, well, let's check the eye first, obviously. The corpse's head has been twisted around so that she faces backward. Her eyes must have been put out. There are lines of dried blood running from her eyelids down her face. What the hell is this imitating? Is it the same reason why the leg was set on fire with the last one? It means nothing to an outsider, but these acts must hold great significance for the murderer. If they don't, we can't possibly explain why the killer's broken her neck in this manner. Ew, that's really creepy. Okay, what else should I be investigating? How about this black cloth? The corpse discovered at Inokashira Park was also wrapped in a black cloth. I wonder if this has special meaning. And I think that's all we can really check. I mean, what else would there be to check? I want to check her abdomen. The corpse is seated cross-legged. I should take a closer look. Where are we gonna take a closer look? What? At where? She's missing her right arm. The previous one was missing the left arm, right? The person's trying to make a body for her mom or something like that. We haven't found the arm yet, have we? It's the girl that's in the shell is doing this, and it's... everything's hinting towards Toko being that girl in the shell. But then again, I don't know. Uezumi nods. Okay, I think I've discovered everything that I can discover here. Let's return. Okay, is there anything mysterious here? The corpse sit in the corner of Shakuji Park. Don't rush me. How was the corpse discovered? Okay. As he says this, Uezumi gets confirmation from a nearby forensics man. Okay. Naturally, that means she wasn't killed here. There's no sign of a blood splatter on the ground beneath the corpse. No, so she wasn't killed here for sure. It looks like there's some sort of marking here. I think that's all the information I can get about the surroundings. Okay. So there's got to be something else I can check here then, huh? Let's check the mouth. All of the same is completely twisted. How is that possible with human strength is what it said. I suppose it could be done even without knowledge of a human anatomy. Is there... I wish I could investigate the abdomen being twisted, like the place where it's sewn up. Okay, well, let's just check here then. There appears to be a laceration. Oh, that is a laceration on her back. I thought that was just from the blood flowing down. Alright. I wonder what caused it. The cut is fresh, so it was likely made around the time she was killed. And what about the abdomen? I should take a look at some other areas. How about the eye? All the same is completely twisted, I suppose. Try investigating some other areas. I lift up the cloth and inspect the dead. That's what I've wanted the whole time I've been touching her body. Here we are, touching her body. It sounds really weird. I look at the stitches to reaffirm what Uozumi said. The wound's been roughly sewn shut using thick thread. And inside I'll probably find... Can we leave this one up to Natsume-san? Okay, so I guess that's it, huh? I'll leave the delicate work to her. What's this? As I look at that backward-facing head, I notice something stuffed into her mouth. Uozumi, call one of the men over here. I'd like him to get that for me. I can't be carelessly touching things and getting my fingerprints all over. Could you get that thing stuck inside her mouth? With gloves on, the forensics guy reaches into the dead girl's mouth. It appears to be a scrap of notebook paper. There's something written on it. What is it? Uozumi peers down at what the forensics man holds. What? It's covered in handwritten script reading. Of strange new pain, I now must make my verse, giving matter to the canto numbered 20 of this first canzone, which tells of those submerged. By now I was all eagerness to see what sights the chasm, bathed in tears of anguish, would disclose. I saw people come along that curving canyon in silence weeping, their pace the pace of slow possessions, chanting litanies in the world, and my gaze moved down among their shapes. I saw into what strange contortions their chins and chests were twisted. Their faces were reversed upon their shoulders, so that they came on walking backward, since seeing forward was denied them. Is this a quote from something? A poem of some... It is. Faces reversed upon their shoulders, almost as if describing the state of this very corpse. Of course that's what it is. It's exactly what that is. This is something we should make note of. I think that's all I can get for now. I'll need to wait until the autopsy for more information. Uozumi barks a command to the forensics team. The MO is similar to the one at Tama Cemetery. The victim there was one Koizumi Kei. This corpse resembles hers in far too many ways. The missing arm, the incision in the abdomen, and the strange positioning of the body. Yeah, it is. Don't smile like that, Uozumi. A high school girl just lost her life. You cops need to get cracking yourselves. Ordinarily, this would never end up in a private detective's lap. Definitely easier. And then I'll go Natsume-san's place. I know, I'm just going to have a talk with her. Okay, anyways, guys, whoa, I have played long enough. I'm going to try to make these episodes a little shorter than the other ones. Like, the other ones were like an hour and 40 minutes, but this one, I think it's a little shorter, if my timer is correct. And so, yeah, it's starting to get a lot more intense, and I personally believe that everything going on in this game is going to be interrelated with Toko and the murder. Like, maybe she's not the murderer, but there's going to be something related to her, like she knows what's going on with the murders or something like that, and I'm getting this inclination that she is the girl in the shell. I was told otherwise, but at the same time, you know, there's so many inclinations towards that I think that's what it is. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, these things are going to be revealed to us slowly. Now, I know there's a lot of bad endings to this game, so I have a feeling that I'm gonna be heading towards a bad ending, you know. I'm not... But, before I mention anything else, apparently, before you get the true ending of this game, you have to get, like, another ending. There are some other endings, you know, they're not all bad endings, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to run into a bad ending, and then after I get that bad ending, I can, like, start going on to the true path of the ending, and I might just use a guide, because apparently it's really hard to find out how to get the true ending without cheating, so I don't know. Well, we'll see about that when the time comes, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, leaving a like, it really helps me out as a small YouTuber, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, guys, peace.